Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana. And we're here today with special guest, Melissa Zartar, who's here to share with us her new book, A Metamorphosis Within. Journey to healing, self-discovery, and finding one's purpose in life. So is it time to make lasting and powerful changes in your life? Well, today we're going to cover just that. Melissa Zartar is a licensed marriage and family therapist specializing in individuals, teens, couples, and family psychotherapy based in Woodland Hills, California. She is currently serving as a private practitioner, working with a broad spectrum of clients. As your therapist, she'll provide a non-judgmental space to be your inspiring and reliable partner. We all know that being in therapy is a process, but Melissa will motivate you to think more positively, guide you through transforming your negative thoughts, and celebrate your achievements. You will rebuild confidence, strength, and skills that will serve you for the rest of your life. So let's welcome to the show, Melissa Zartar.
Hi, Marianne. Thank you for having me back. It's great to be here.
What an honor it is to have you here and to talk about this book. I mean, there's so much we didn't get to dive into last time, and I have so many questions. Why don't we just start with this? I mean, can you share an experience where receiving reinsurance from your partner played a crucial role in resolving conflict?
Of course. So there was a point in my life where I was facing with major obstacles, struggling with self-doubt and fears about the future. I was in so much stress that my relationships with others and my work began to suffer because of it. When I spoke to my partner one evening about my concerns and frustrations, he listened to me quietly and without passing judgment. So, although he did not provide me with a quick fix, he assured me that problems were a natural part of growth and that we would face them together. So my nervousness calmed as I felt secure, and I was grateful to receive his encouragement when things became tough. And we become closer as a result of this experience.
Well, how exciting is that? So, I mean, how can partners strike this balance between providing reassurance and allowing for each other's personal space and independence?
Great question. So, by having an honest communication and understanding each other's need, offering reassurance involves active listening and support, while recognizing the importance of personal growth requires respecting individual space. So, regular conversations about goals and boundaries, pairing with trust and encouragement for independent pursuits, contribute to a healthy balance in a relationship. It's a dynamic process that requires mutual understanding and empathy, and of course, shared commitment to both individual well being and strength of the partnership. As an example, where one partner is exploring a new career path but unsure of the challenges ahead, in this situation, the other partner can provide reassurance by expressing confidence in their abilities, offering emotional support, and actively participating in discussions about the uncertainties. So, by striking this balance, the reassurance acts as a safe net during the moments of doubt, while the encouragement of personal growth allows the individual to navigate their personal and professional journey independently and enables self discovery.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a big question here. So, what if we have a partner who's feeling unsecure or uncertain in the relationship? What strategies do we use then?
So, in my book, I go over several strategies for fostering relationships with certainty. So, effective reassurance involves open communication where both partners express their feelings and concerns openly. So, being able to actively listen their concerns without judgment, allowing them to express their feelings will create a sense of security. So, regularly expressing your love, appreciation, and commitment will provide safety in the connection. So there's a saying, action speaks louder than words. So consistency and ongoing efforts are needed to maintain a secure relationship. In the absence of all these, when you're dealing with a partner who's not emotionally available, are unwilling to listen your needs, communicate effectively, and has difficulty taking responsibility, creates insecurity.
So, how do the love languages influence the way that individuals give and receive reassurance in relationships?
Yes, so love languages play a significant role in how individuals give and receive reassurance in relationships, and also if they are able to support their partner with their need of love. So it's a gentle exchange between partners that creates a sense of safety and security in a connection. For example, someone whose love language is words of affirmation may feel most reassured when their partner verbally expresses love, appreciation, and encouragement. On the other hand, individuals who value physical touch may find reassurance through hugs, cuddles, or holding hands during times of uncertainty. So, understanding each other's love languages allows partners to effectively communicate reassurance in ways that resonate most deeply, strengthening the emotional connection and fosters a sense of security within the relationship.
So, what started you or inspired you to start this new chapter in your life?
It was the desire for personal growth. After reflecting on my experiences, I came to a realization that I had outgrown my existing circumstances and crave for something more fulfilling. As certain aspects of my life became mundane, I told myself that this can't be all. There must be more to experience. I felt excited about the idea of challenging myself and following my passions and exploring opportunities. So I was motivated by the belief that embracing change and stepping out of my comfort zone would lead to a greater happiness and fulfillment, and it sure did.
Well, I'm so delighted that you've taken that step because we have this fabulous book. So, what steps are
Yeah.
have you taken or are you taking that leave behind these negative aspects or spaces that we seem to have in our old chapters of life?
Right. To begin with, every day I am choosing to be the best version of myself and being mindful about not letting people, situations, or obstacles to lower my energy. I am concentrating on self reflection, recognizing patterns that are no longer benefiting me, and letting go of them in order to start again. So, additionally, I'm prioritizing self care, which I've mentioned this in my last interview too. I cannot emphasize in self care enough. It's very important for us to really designate a time to engage in activities and hobbies and setting boundaries, right? So I surround myself with positive influences to create a fresh and empowering environment for this new chapter of my life.
Well, on that note, we're going to pause here for a quick break. We've been speaking with Melissa Zartar in regards to creating lasting change in your life. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Hey, pay attention, everybody. Amy Vaughn and myself, Dutch Mendenhall, are hosting an event. Have you ever felt like the wealthiest in America play by a different rule book? Even if you earn well, make money, invest wisely, educate yourself, there is an invisible barrier. It separates you from the financial security enjoyed by America's elite. The economic landscape changes every day. The wealthy elite know how to stay ahead of it because we play by a different rule book. At Invest Well Summit, we'll share all the plays, and we're making it to win. Spots are going to sell out fast at InvestWell Summit, so get your butt to investwellsummit.com and secure your seat now.
Are you a coffee lover who wants to make a difference? Look no further than Fire Department Coffee, a veteran-owned business that gives back to support first responders in need. Each batch of coffee is freshly roasted right here in the USA by a dedicated team of first responders and coffee experts. So when you enjoy a cup of Fire Department coffee, you're not only drinking high-quality coffee, you're supporting members of your community. Start your day with a coffee that gives back. Visit firedepartmentcoffee.com. That's fire, D-E-P-T, coffee.com.
There comes a moment when you realize you're somewhere special. When you discover that each beautiful creature that you see has been rescued from a life of absolute horror and brought to this incredibly free place. Here's where their lives were forever changed and where yours will as well. Discover over 500 tigers, bears, and lions at the brand new visitor center at the Wild Animal Sanctuary just outside Denver. For more information, visit wildanimalsanctuary.org. Discover true freedom at the Wild Animal Sanctuary.
Internationally recognized and award-winning author Judy Goodman works and teaches outside the box of limited thinking. Working with people from every walk of life, her goal is to empower you to be the best you can be, no matter what the challenge is. Born with the gift of seeing beyond our normal vision, she has an extraordinary gift of working with every challenge. Teaching beyond conventional wisdom, her work is described as life-changing. Visit judygoodman.com. That's judygoodman.com.
I'd like to thank Jason Eastwood at Guitarfulness for sharing his inspiring music and talent with us. His music is known worldwide for cultivating atmospheres of harmony, inner peace, and clarity. Visit Jason's website at guitarfulness.com. Join his newsletter, be part of his community, and download his music. Welcome back to Moments with Marianne. We're here today with special guest, Melissa Zartar, who's here to share with us creating lasting change in your life. So what role does self-reflection play in this new chapter of our life?
So, self-reflection plays a pivotal role in my preparation for this new chapter, as it allows me to gain insight into my strengths and weaknesses and aspirations. We are all in work in progress, so knowing what are some areas that I need to improve helps me to focus on the next goal. So by understanding myself better, I'm able to set meaningful goals and identify areas for growth. Moving forward, I plan to continue practicing self-reflection regularly and remaining open to learning experiences that will contribute to my ongoing personal and professional evolution.
Are there specific coping mechanisms or self-compassionate practices that you found that are really helpful towards your journey of self-forgiveness?
Yes, certainly. I've discovered that keeping a diary has helped me to process my emotions and experiences honestly, which is what inspired me to create my book. Taking responsibility for my past experiences and seeking support, practicing mindfulness are all very beneficial coping strategies on my path to self forgiveness. These practices have allowed me to acknowledge my mistakes and kindness and understanding and fostering a sense of growth and acceptance within myself.
So much wisdom right there. And so for a lot of people, they're probably going, okay, well, how do I tell the difference between taking responsibility for my actions or holding on to excessive guilt or shame?
In my book, I mentioned that the key is to own up to your mistakes without allowing them to define your self-worth. So this means knowing when to accept responsibility for your acts and when to let go of undue guilt or shame. Excessive guilt or shame entails focusing on the past to the point of self-punishment and self-blame, whereas accepting responsibility entails realizing the consequences of our actions and making adjustments as needed. Taking lessons from our mistakes without letting them emotionally overtake us is crucial for a meaningful and balanced life. And I actually have a good example to give you here from a client of mine. So I'm gonna name this client name Alex. So I had a client who expressed that following an intense argument with his closest friend, Alex realized that like he had said hurtful things in the heat of the moment, and initially, Alex found himself feeling guilty and shame. Then he found himself replaying the argument over in his head and fixated on the like words his use, and it had a huge impact on his friends and also for him. After doing some self-reflection, Alex recognized the importance of taking responsibility for his actions and decided to reach out to his friend. So he apologized sincerely, acknowledged the role. So rather than allowing the guilt and shame paralyze them, Alex channeled his energy into repairing the friendship and understanding the growth that comes from owning up his mistakes and making amends.
That is a great story. Thank you for sharing that with us. So,
Yeah.
how does self forgiveness impact our ability to build and maintain positive relationships with others?
When we forgive ourselves, we become the more compassionate toward our own shortcomings. We accept and love ourselves as a whole being, which allows us to extend some compassion to others. As a result of this acceptance, connections and trust may flourish, so enhancing our bonds with one another.
Well, that's pretty important. My goodness. So, how can you give us some tips or like advice on how we can step outside our comfort zone and actively build new connections in maybe different areas of our lives?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. To step out of our comfort zone and build s- uh, to build new connections, we need to practice being authentic and trying to explore ways to put ourselves out there to feel more comfortable. Trying to initiate conversations, attending networking events, joining clubs or groups, practicing active listening will help us to connect with individuals. And remember that to be open to rejection is also important. It's important for us to be able to follow up with people that we connect with and notice the efforts that you put in throughout the way.
So, how do we handle? I mean, you mentioned rejection. So, how do we handle that when someone's not really interested in establishing a new connection with us?
When faced with rejection or disinterest, I remind myself that it is not a reflection of my worth, and there are millions of other people out there would be happy to be in a connection with me. So, what people think they look for and how they behave, it is not in my control. Neither I can change. So, I don't take it personally and let it go easily. One lesson I've learned from these experiences is that importance of reframing rejection as redirection. So rather than dwelling on the negative outcome, I focus on what I can learn from the interaction and how I can use that knowledge and improve future connections. Additionally, I've learned the value of persistence and not letting setbacks to deter me from continuing to reach out and build new connections.
Sounds like such an important piece. So many people take that so personally without
Mhm.
going, gosh, okay, maybe it's just not meant for me to do that.
Absolutely. It's really important for us to remember that it is not about us. It's about how, what people are comfortable with. And, it's best practice to respect that also, right? Accept and respect and let it go if you feel that at this time it's not suiting you.
So, how do people navigate the balance between being genuine and making a good first impression when they go to build new connections?
Our ability to be authentic is reinforced by accepting and loving who we are as a whole being, right? So I believe it is important for us to be real when expressing ourselves while also being mindful of social cues and context. It's about being true to yourself while presenting the best aspect of your personality in a respectful, engaging manner. It's possible that despite your efforts, despite our best efforts, you still find it difficult to establish new relationships. And just like we were talking about it, I think it's important to keep in mind that not everyone is looking for new connections. So often people are too comfortable in their own group and don't feel the need to provide warm welcome to a newcomer. I remember when I first moved to Portland, I was so eager to meet people, so excited to make new friendships. However, I didn't feel that interest was mutual in some connections, so it eventually ended. So we must keep in mind that developing and maintaining a relationship requires the reciprocal interest and effort of two individuals. Therefore, we must be careful not to take things personally and move on to the next person.
Just give ourselves a little bit of grace when it comes to that.
Absolutely.
My goodness, Melissa, it's always such a joy to talk with you. Where can our listeners connect with you and be part of your community?
Thank you, Marianne. Likewise, thank you for the opportunity today. So, I'll be happy to give the listeners my website. It's called wisdominme.com. I also share a social media pages, Instagram page with a wisdom in me underscore, and Facebook page a wisdom in me. So, looking forward to connect with all the listeners and happy to support if anyone may have any questions.
Well, Melissa, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Thank you very much, Marianne.
Well, thank you, Melissa. It has been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about your new book, A Metamorphosis Within: Journey to Healing, Self-Discovery, and Finding One's Purpose in Life. A Metamorphosis Within is available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and everywhere books are sold. And remember, support our indie bookstores. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You've been listening to Moments with Marianne, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.